I started seeing Dr. Branham about 6 weeks ago. I went to him for lots of different reasons. Some of the biggest complaints that I had was extreme exhaustion, irritability, stomach pain. It didn't matter what I ate. I was constantly sick all the time. I was rapidly gaining weight. I could eat super healthy and like literally measure all my food, count every carb, everything like that, and I would still gain weight. I had gained about 50 pounds in a little less than a year, and that's, I have a super active job, and I was trying to watch what I was eating for the most part, and I was still just like gaining weight rapidly. The biggest thing though is that my exhaustion. I couldn't function. It didn't matter how long I would sleep. I still needed to sleep. I couldn't find the energy to get up and to play with my kids, to, take them to the park, to even just go outside. And I knew that there had to be an answer for something, there had to be something. There's something I could do. I had tried every other, fix per se that you could find, diet plan, exercise plan. I basically survived on caffeine. And then of course that made me sick. So then I was just miserable. And it got to the point where the caffeine didn't even really do anything anymore. When I first did my blood test, I had about 23 elevated numbers on my blood test. I was pre-diabetic due to low blood sugar. And that was because, most likely because I didn't eat a whole lot, because everything I ate made me sick. I had gout, low stomach acid. I was at a really high risk of osteoporosis, liver toxicity. I had pretty low iron. My HDL, which is your good cholesterol, was way too low. It was extremely low. And I was at a really high risk of heart attack. Dr. Branham pretty much said, I was bound to have a heart attack pretty quickly if I hadn't had come in and changed things. I just had my 6-week blood work done, which was like my update basically. And 7 of those numbers are completely in normal range. And all the other ones are only, a few points away from being back in the normal range. Some of my numbers that were like astronomically higher have definitely started to come back. Like my triglycerides, they're not where they need to be yet, but they're significantly closer to where they need to be compared to what they were. Some things that have improved are my glucose. My glucose is in normal range now. My calcium, my magnesium, those are back in normal range. Let's see, my thyroid levels, those are back in normal range. And just, my estrogen, I was estrogen dominant, like really estrogen dominant. That has come back closer to normal. It is not normal yet, and we didn't expect it to be normal within 6 weeks, but it's a lot better than it was. So we can look at blood work all day long and it can tell us, yeah, these things are better. But if you don't feel better, obviously that doesn't really matter what the paper says. I can tell you for a fact, before I even did the blood work, that my blood work was going to look so much better. I feel tremendously better. Within a week of following the plan that Dr. Branham had put me on, I already felt better. And I was like, there's no way. Like, I already feel better. Like, I kind of felt crazy whenever I went in and I told him, like, hey, I feel better already. I stuck to his plan. I kept doing it. And after 6 weeks, I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. The headaches that I used to have all the time are pretty much gone. Every once in a blue moon, I might have like a slight headache that's, deals more with my estrogen levels that we're trying to get back into normal range. But right before I went to see Dr. Branham, I literally had a headache for about a month straight. So the fact that I've gone 6 weeks with like maybe 1 or 2 headaches is really good. I can eat. I eat all the time. Every 2 hours I eat, and I'm never hungry. I never feel deprived. I don't feel like I'm missing out on things. And I don't get sick. I don't feel sick whenever I eat. I feel, like I feel like I can function again. I'm not tired anymore. Obviously, I'm a mom of 3 young kids, and so I'm still, have days where I wish I could get a couple more hours of sleep. But in general, I don't, my alarm clock goes off, and most of the time I'm already up, or it's easy for me just to get up and get ready. I have energy to clean my house when I get home from work, to go to the park with my kids, to play with them and do things with them. And they've even said things to me like, Mom, like, you're not sick anymore. Like, you're all better now, because they've noticed. And so that was a big thing for me. I would say pretty much all of my symptoms that I had are pretty much gone already. I felt like everything that Dr. Branham had me do was easy. It wasn't totally, impossible. Was in the beginning, I thought that it was going to be a lot harder than it was. And once you got into the routine of, like, what to do, it was easy. He lays it all out there for you. He tells you exactly what you need to do, not do, what foods to avoid, what foods to eat. And if I ever had any questions, I never had any issues, getting a straightforward answer, getting that answer explained to me. I didn't ever feel like I left his office or hung up the phone still just as confused as whenever I went in there. I felt like everything was very clear cut. Oh, I forgot another exciting thing. One of the other things in the past 6 weeks, I've lost 22 pounds. So that to me is awesome. I've lost 22 of those 50 pounds that I rapidly gained. So definitely Dr. Branham saved my life, changed my life, and I can't say enough good things about him.